Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having a great week so far. Students, in this class we are looking at an IELTS reading passage. This reading passage can be an academic IELTS reading passage, or it could be section 3 of the general IELTS reading. And the topic of this one is whether or not playing the lottery is good. Does everybody know what a lottery is? Lottery is a type of gambling or game with money where people pick numbers and then the winner wins a lot of money. Hi Sumit. Hi Jeffrey, Irfan, Fatime, Ariadna. Nice to see students in the class ready to learn. Welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. Great to have you here. Today's IELTS reading class, this passage, these materials are presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. They have all of our practice exams and materials. This is the academic IELTS website here with the blue background. To join the premium version of our website to get all of our materials, videos, and so on, click this big red button. That's just right over there. It is a one-time payment for lifetime access. We are an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS test registration center, and we had the first IELTS YouTube video in the world online back in 2011. We are world leaders when it comes to IELTS. Our general IELTS website looks like this. It's got the green background. Again, just click this big red button to join, and then you become a premium member. And premium members, you have premium classes each week on Thursdays and Fridays. You get Zoom links for that. I have already sent the Zoom links for this week, so check it out. For those of you who are not yet premium members, you can check out those premium classes with this link here. I will put that into the chat. Welcome students, Vamshi, Bishal, nice to see many more students in the class now. We'll get reading pretty quick. On the website, students, you can use the code REACH9 for a 10% discount, and you can link the websites to the mobile apps. The mobile apps are Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. You can get the mobile apps in your app store and link to the websites. Instagram is IELTS_AE Help and GIELTS Help. So much internet these days, social media, mobile apps, web apps, and of course emails. If you have questions, you can always reach me at adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. All right. Students, this week we are looking at reading right now. Tomorrow we'll have speaking here on YouTube, and again for premium users of the websites, we'll have speaking. So I asked, and our premium students said, let's just do speaking this week. And I said, okay, if that's what you want, that's what we'll do. So premium students, you're going to have 2 speaking classes on Zoom, one on the 31st on Halloween, and the one after that, November 1st, will be another speaking class through Zoom. All right, for those of you looking for speaking videos, check out this one here. It's a good video with a good candidate. Hi 10, you're on time, just in the nick of. Aristocrat, are you asking me? I know 3 languages, English, Hungarian, and Japanese. Very interesting spread, isn't it? I learned Japanese in high school and university, and I lived in Japan for a year in Osaka, and I'm from a Hungarian background, so I've spoken Hungarian all my life, and of course, as you can hear, I speak English fairly well. So those are my 3 languages, and I appreciate the challenges of learning languages. Languages are not easy. You really have to put in a lot of effort. Fatime says, good day, konnichiwa. Konnichiwa back to you, Fatime. All right. Okay, everybody. Let's get into some reading here. So IELTS reading looks like this. This is reading passage 1. In our second exam in your book, again, on aehelp.com, this is coming from the academic, but this could be from the general as well. So the academic IELTS will have 3 passages. This is passage 1. It looks like this. It's got, I think, 7 paragraphs or 6 paragraphs. And then it's got about, 13 to 14 questions per passage. And each passage has about 3 to 4 question types. So this one says, reading passage 1 has 6 paragraphs, A to F. Which paragraph contains the following information? So this is matching information to the paragraphs. The problem of gambling addiction, those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery, and so forth. And then we have a true, false, not given type question. We don't read these before the passage. There's no point. You don't know what is in the passage or what's not in the passage. And then this passage also has this kind of complete the summary with these word choices here. And then you have 20 minutes for that. And then you have another passage and you have another 20 minutes. This one's about tigers. And then you have another passage, explosions in space, supernovae. And then you have another 20 minutes. And you can start with whichever one. If you're like, I like tigers, I know lots about them, I watch nature shows, I'm going to read the one about tigers first. You can do that. You can read the one about tigers first, and you can spend 10 minutes on it and then spend more time on the other ones. Up to you how you use that 1 hour for the 3 passages. It's always a good idea to read all of the titles. So one is tigers, animals of different stripes. Other one is explosions in space, supernovae. And this one that we're doing today is lotteries. Positive, good, or unnecessary, wrong. So good or bad. All right. Even before we start reading, we want to make sure that we're thinking about it, right? So when we think about lotteries, positive, good, or unnecessary, wrong, there should be a couple thoughts that pop into our minds right away, right? And so my very, very first tip to you for reading is tip 1, okay, is read the title and think critically and visualize. Do you play the lottery? If not, why not? Right? Visualize. Imagine yourself going to a lottery station buying lottery tickets. Vibash, that's awesome. I love hearing that kind of news. Vibash says, I've been seeing your videos since 1 year ago and it helped me to improve my English. That's fantastic. All right. So read the title and think critically, right? Like, think, what is good about lotteries? Answer, some people win a lot of money. Okay, it gives some people jobs, right? People work at lottery stations, they work for the lottery corporation, so it gives some people jobs. Funds community programs, right? So lotteries will often, the money from lotteries will be divided and some money will go to help community programs, sure. Okay, and then what is bad about the lotteries? So everybody, what is bad about the lotteries? What do you think? Romelia says addiction. Yeah, and Romelia, always be really expressive, right? So gambling addiction. Some people spend a lot of money. Melissa, this is straight up a scam. It can be. It can be a scam. That's possible. Ariadna says, low chances of winning, waste of money. I agree. Alexander says some winners lose money very quickly. That's true too. Money changes people, and some people who win the lottery think they'll have a better life, and then their life actually isn't that much better. That's possible too. All right, good. So we've got all those ideas, and we looked at the question. We're at the questions, right? So the questions are here. Just read these with me. The problem of gambling addiction. There you go, gambling addiction. Right? Gambling means to try your luck. Okay? Again, students, this is a reading class, so make sure that you read. Read with me. Okay? Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. Less fortunate are probably like people that don't have a lot of money, so individuals with less money to begin with. Okay. The legality of lotteries. Okay, so these sentences we're going to have to match to one of the paragraphs. Okay. The financial incentive for governments to run lotteries. Incentive means like motivation. Okay, so the word is incentives. Incentives, motivation. Community initiatives are funded by lottery proceeds. Initiatives is a noun. Initiatives are like projects, let's say. New projects. So if they're planning to build like a new sports field in the community, maybe that's funded by the money from a lottery. So new projects. Okay, and when you're doing this at home, always make sure when you're practicing getting ready for IELTS that when you look at the questions and you see new words like incentive or initiatives or less fortunate, you kind of check what that means. Okay. Aurora Raika, good luck on your IELTS exam. Aurorika, good luck. I hope you do well. Okay, true, false, not given. Again, as I mentioned to you, don't worry about true, false, not given questions. Simply because true, false, not given, you don't know which answers are false. You don't know which answers are true or given. So you just read the passage and figure it out after. I'll show you the strategy for that one. Okay, and then we have this one here. This is lotteries as reverse insurance. So read this one. This is all in the passage somewhere. Not the exact same words, but it will be similar, taken from a section. Okay. So read with me. The reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the something done. Like the lottery corporations, insurance companies turn a something in the long run. With insurance, we pay small amounts to avoid paying a massive amount. With the lottery, we pay small amounts so we might win the something. From this perspective, the lottery makes a lot of sense. Okay, good. So now that we looked at the questions, we read the passage. Students, what are the most common types? Just a fun vocabulary question. What are the most common types of insurance? So, what are the most common types of insurance? Okay, full answers, please, Mal. So, yeah, car insurance. Property insurance, yeah. Travel insurance, very good, Romelia, absolutely. Health insurance, very nice. Yeah, especially if then you're in the US, Fatime. Animal insurance is it's not as common though, but it does exist. Alexander, yeah, commercial or business insurance. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so those are the most, and life insurance, of course, is a very common one as well. Very nice. Good for you. All right, students, we're going to listen and read at the same time here. One of the nice tools for premium users on the website is you actually have the audio with British readers for these passages. So we're going to read this together here. And then we'll see about maybe having you volunteer to read as well and answer questions, okay? So we're going to hop back to the websites. Again, for those of you who are joining later, all of these materials in this lesson is brought to you by our websites, aehelp.com. You can join the premium package by clicking the big red button. It's about 30 to 50 bucks US. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access, totally worth it. Lots of practice exams, videos, and much, much more, like the audio for these reading passages in the audio CDs. So you got the full course. You've got a whole bunch of lesson videos, more than 200. You have 125 speaking videos. And then here from CD2, reading passage 1, we have lotteries. Let's do this.
Lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong? A lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets. Positive good or unnecessary wrong? A lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets, with one or more tickets being drawn as winners at the end of the competition period. Often, there is a jackpot winner who wins most or all of the prize pool. Today, national lottery jackpots can range from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia. A question is raised over what has changed to make something previously seen as negative for society become common across the globe. If gambling is bad, why are lotteries so popular? And why do governments support them? People buy lottery tickets for one chief reason: they want to win the jackpot. In the long run, lotteries are a bad bet. The odds of winning are always stacked against the player. That is to say, the long-term expected return on the player's money is significantly less than the money paid for the tickets. This is how the lottery corporations make money on the lottery. The payout is far less than the revenue of the ticket sales, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold at $5 a piece, and the jackpot is $3 million, then the government has made $2 million of profit in the process. We are forced to question why lotteries are so popular, given their poor value for players. It's because of the thrill of possibly winning the jackpot. The anticipation of a life-changing win for the ticket purchaser is worth the money. It's the same reason why people gamble at casinos. Many people know they are not going to win in the long run at a casino, but the short-term thrill makes up for the long-term losses. The main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common purchasers of lottery tickets. There are two reasons why this could be the case. First, poor people have the most to gain by winning the lottery. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. They are less likely to realise that it is a bad bet. The main argument in favour of lotteries is that it is a harmless fund, which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programmes, such as sports or the arts. Many community programmes rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So in this sense, the lottery is a positive good. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. For these people, the lottery is detrimental. One interesting way to look at the lottery and why people participate in it is to imagine it as a kind of reverse insurance. People buy insurance for their home or car so that if something bad happens to it, they do not have to pay the entire cost of the damage. In other words, they pay a little bit each month so that they don't have to pay a large amount at one time. They pay these smaller amounts to insurance companies, and those insurance companies make money in the long run, so paying insurance is not a good bet either. Just like the lottery. With the lottery, we pay little amounts every once in a while so that maybe we will hit the jackpot. With insurance, we pay a little to save a lot, and with the lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. When looked at in this way, the popularity of the lottery is more easily understood. When it comes to it, lotteries are a choice. Yes, they amount to a tax, but so do the monthly fees we pay to insurance companies. If people want to pay a few dollars here and there for a little fun, excitement, and a small chance to win a monstrous amount of money, then what's the harm? Additionally, lottery money funds many valuable community programs which otherwise would have trouble operating. Playing the lottery responsibly is fun, exciting, and maybe, just maybe, extremely profitable.
All right, students. So again, use those readings on the
Siberian
website.
and Bengal tigers.
Use those read-alongs on the website. They really help the reading fluency and the pronunciation. They help with your speaking skills as well. So you can find those in the audio CDs. And I know many of you have access to the premium version of the course. So be sure to use it and be sure to join the premium classes on Thursdays and Fridays. Okay, let's use Zoom for students to read and answer the questions. So you get a little taste of what these Zoom classes are like as well. Here's the Zoom link, everybody. And we'll go through the reading passage again together through Zoom. And then you can read and we'll answer all of these questions and really just go through step by step at a nice solid pace. And I'm going to need some volunteers. So I'm going to start up the Zoom session. Okay. I'll give you some strategies for these question types as we move along also. So I'm going to open up Zoom. I'll continue using my camera here on YouTube. You are welcome to use your camera in Zoom. Just make sure you're aware of your surroundings, okay? And you're responsible for what you say. You can already see there's people joining in. Moshin, Min, Alexander, nice. I'll get you into the Zoom session here quickly. And then to volunteer, everybody, use the reactions. Raise your hand. And when you raise your hand, I'll be able to see this little hand emoji pop up. And then I know that you want to volunteer. And we'll go from there. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm letting everybody in here. Again, just use that link, students. Zoom, of course, a lot of people have it, so if you don't, you can download and install it pretty quickly. Okay, all right. And I'll just mute everybody to start. And Alexander, you have your hand up, so why don't you go ahead and unmute yourself and we'll just jump right into the reading.
Hi Adrian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Alexander?
As good as can be, as usual.
As usual. Well, you know what, Alexander, that's good. You're keeping a positive vibe about you and you're pushing forward, and you know that's what keeps the world going, Alexander. That's what keeps the world spinning.
The whole world now fascinated, expecting 5th of November results. So like a sport for US elections.
It is. Yeah, it is. We just had provincial elections here in my part of the world where I live in British Columbia. We just so we're kind of focusing on our own local provincial new premier to see who that's going to be. So yeah, it's kind of election seasons here in North America and Canada and the US for sure. All right, Alexander, let's get into this reading. So when you're ready, you should see it on YouTube on the screen now. Go ahead and read the title and the first body paragraph.
Lotteries, positive good or unnecessary wrong? A lottery is a form of gambling where contestants purchase tickets with one or more tickets being drawn as winners at the end of a competition period. Often there is a jackpot winner who wins most of all the prize pool. Today, national lottery jackpots can range from millions to hundreds of millions of dollars. It wasn't long ago that lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere in the world. Today, lotteries are legal in North America, Australia, and much of Europe and Asia. A question is raised over what has changed to make something previously seen as negative for society become common across the globe. If gambling is bad, why are lotteries so popular? And why do governments support them?
Okay. Alexander, what is this paragraph about in a nutshell? So in a very short kind of one sentence answer, what is this paragraph about?
Just a review of lottery status now and historical.
Okay. So what is that historical status in the past and now?
It was prohibited, even outlawed, but now it's allowed almost in many countries, let's say this way. In Western countries, probably.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So-called Western countries, yeah.
Yeah, very good. So a review of lotteries, prohibited and outlawed in the past, and now it is allowed in many countries. Yeah. And why is that, right? That's the question being raised. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's do one more. Read B, Alexander.
People buy lottery tickets for one chief reason. They want to win the jackpot. In the long run, lotteries are bad bet. The odds of winning are always stacked against the player. That is to say, the long-term expected return on the player's money is significantly less than the money paid for the tickets. This is how the lottery corporations make money on the lottery. The payout is far less than the revenue of the ticket sales, and the government takes the difference. If 1 million tickets are sold at $5 a price, and the jackpot is $3 million, then the government has made $2 million of profit in the process. We are forced to question why lotteries are so popular, given their poor value for players. It's because of the thrill of possibility winning the jackpot, the anticipation of a life-changing win for the ticket purchaser is worth the money. It's the same reason why people gamble at casinos. Many people know they are not going to win in the long run at a casino, but the short-term thrill makes up for the long-term losses.
Okay, very nice. Nice reading. A couple of slight hiccups in some of the words, but overall it's very, very good. So here instead of possibility, it's possibly. For instance, and just a couple of little ones like that. That's where that audio is really useful off the website. All right, what is this paragraph about?
This paragraph is about psychological reason why lotteries are popular, as far as I understand.
And the beginning,
bad or good, let's say, nature of lotteries. And maybe economics of lotteries.
I think your answer is okay. Like it's true what you're saying, Alexander. It's just too general because the way you're saying it, I think is also true for other paragraphs. So when you're answering these questions, you want to be a little bit more specific, right? So instead of saying psychological reasons why people play lotteries, you want to be more specific, like people enjoy the thrill of lotteries and the chance of winning, right?
And it's
So
mechanics of lottery, so process of lottery, why it's people plays and what is the reason government do it.
yeah,
So,
and be specific. So when you're doing this in the IELTS, instead of like having question answers, like the reason why people do it, actually say it. So people like the thrill, like answer the question, right? Instead of saying why governments do it, answer the question and say governments turn a profit, or governments profit from lottery sales, right? Like be very direct with the answer. That will help you when you get to the questions a lot more. It will be your thinking will be more direct on those questions. So you're right, it's the mechanics of lotteries. Governments turn a profit, and people find it thrilling, which is a word to say a lot of fun, right? Okay, so very direct like that. Alexander, thank you so much. Question: do you play the lottery?
well, some few times, just just to use the chance and try it. At least, very old tale story about person who claimed he's not always unlucky, but the God told him at least purchase a ticket just to try your luck. So I just follow this way. I just try to purchase very cheap tickets sometimes.
Absolutely. And you know what? You have to pay to play, right? I mean,
Right.
life is about taking chances, and lottery is just one of those. So, it's not a big chance of winning, but if you never play, you'll never know, right? That's very true. Well, thank you so much, Alexander, for
you.
reading. Thank you.
Appreciate your choice. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Give Alexander a thumbs up, everybody. That was some really nice reading for those first couple of paragraphs. And when you're doing the IELTS, everyone, that's really what you should be doing, is you should be reading each paragraph, thinking about what is this paragraph about, and then answering that question. And when you get to the questions, it will really help you to move super quickly through those answers. Okay. Let's say who else has their hand up. Fatime, I see you have your hand up. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please.
Hi, sir. Am I audible?
You are. It was a little wiggly there, but yeah, you're audible. How are you, Fatime?
Fine. Not bad. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am doing pretty good also, Fatime. Thank you. All right, Fatime, can you read from paragraph C?
Okay. The main argument against lotteries is that it acts as a tax on the poor, and such a tax is unfair. This is because statistics show that poor people are by far the most common purchasers of lottery tickets. There are two reasons why this could be the case. First, poor people have the most to gain by winning the lottery. Second, poor people are arguably less likely to have a statistical understanding of the lottery. They are less likely to realize that it is a bad bet.
Okay, what is this paragraph about?
This paragraph is explaining why and how poor people are the greater proportion of participants of a lottery.
Okay, same advice. I know, it's so weird. It's like, as humans, and I see this all the time, Fatime. Alexander just did it too. We tend to answer questions with more questions. You just did the same thing. So remember, I told Alexander, like, don't use a question. Don't say it's why poor people are less. Give the answer. So instead of saying the paragraph is about why poor people are more likely to play the lottery, give me the reasons. It gives us two very clear reasons why poor people are more likely to play the lottery. What are those two reasons? So it is about two reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yes, one of them was that poor people are going to gain the most out of lottery, so they tend to participate, and the other is that they have less understanding of how lottery works.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just wrote down, it is about two reasons poor people are more likely to play. They can gain the most and understand lottery the least, right? Fair?
right?
Okay. Yeah, so that's what you want to do. Again, everybody, that's the magical trick. If as long as you're doing that in your reading practice at home where you read the paragraph and you give the direct concise answer to these questions and they're accurate, you're going to do fantastic on those questions. Let's try one more here, Fatima. D. Can you read that one, please?
Yes. The main argument in favor of lotteries is that it is harmless fun, which results in tax income that often goes straight to community programs, such as sports or the arts. Many community programs rely solely on lottery finances to operate. So, in this sense, the lottery is a positive good. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling and the lottery, and it starts to take over their lives. For these people, the lottery is detrimental.
Nice reading. Very nice, fluent reading. So, Fatima and anybody out there who can read like Fatima, in the IELTS exam, what you should be doing is you should be reading the passage from start to finish, because with your reading, Fatima, comfortably you can read one of these passages in about 7-8 minutes, which leaves you 12 minutes to answer questions. That's an average of about a minute per question. That's lots of time. You shouldn't be spending more than about 40-45 seconds on average per question. So you should be reading the full passage, thinking clearly, critically, visualizing, taking these steps that we're doing right now, and then you'll do fantastic. So again here, what is this paragraph about?
This paragraph is explaining that in some cases, lottery is good, like finances for sports or arts and government, but it ends up like detrimental action for poor people because they put all their lives in that.
Yeah. Yeah, so the way I wrote it down, I don't think it necessarily said poor people, it just said people in general, right, in this case. So it explains that lotteries are good because it finances sports and arts, but it is detrimental for those who get addicted, right?
Yes.
In a simple way. And that's always the magic. By the way, when you're reading at home and you're doing these kinds of concise summaries after each paragraph, you're also practicing your writing skills for the writing section, because a really good task 2 writing has these kinds of concise sentences in connection to the question that you're being asked in task 2. Okay, so Fatima, that was really good, and you got what I meant. So that time, the second time, for the second paragraph, you were very clear that, okay, I'm not going to state this as a question, but I'm going to just give the very clear, concise answer to what this paragraph is about. And that's what you want to do. That's where the magic happens. Okay, so that was really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. That was fantastic. Okay, keep up the good work.
Sure, thanks for your clarification.
You are most welcome. Thank you, Fatima.
Bye.
Okay, goodbye, Fatima. Give Fatima a thumbs up. That was really good. She really picked that up. She's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's not like this paragraph is about why or what, but this paragraph is about this, right? Exactly. Let's see who's all in here. Let me just admit Raikon and Bakadir. Anybody would like to volunteer? Akash, Bakadir, Romelia, put your hand up. You can put your hand up through the reactions. I'm going to raise and then lower my hand. Bakadir, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
How are you, Bakadir?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm great. How about you? I'm happy to talk to you again.
Thanks, Bakadir. It's good to talk to you as well. You're in Uzbekistan, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So the last you checked, right, when you looked out your window, was still in the same country. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Bakadir, paragraph E, please.
All right. Sorry. Internet connections. Wait a minute, sir. All right. One interesting way to look at the lottery and why people participate in it is to imagine it as a kind of reverse insurance. People buy insurance for their home or car so that if something bad happened to it, they do not have to pay the entire cost of the damage. In other words, they pay a little bit of each month so that they don't have to pay a large amount at one time. They pay this smaller amounts to insurance companies, and those insurance companies make money in the long run. So paying insurance is not a good bad either, just like the lottery. The lottery, we pay little amounts every once in a while so that maybe we will hit the jackpot. With insurance, we pay a little to save a lot, and with the lottery, we pay a little to win a lot. When look at this way, the popularity of the lottery is more easily understood.
Okay, so what is this paragraph about?
They compared the lottery to insurance. And like lottery
Why?
is similar to insurance that
Why?
always pay.
Why are they comparing it? So why are they comparing? Why is the author comparing the lottery to the insurance?
We may gradually win some jackpot, like
Read the last
pay
sentence, the very last sentence.
them. When look at this way, the popularity of the lottery is more easily understood.
So why is the author comparing the two?
What in the lottery?
To
It's
explain,
easily to understood.
to explain the popularity of
Explain,
lottery,
yeah.
right? So comparing the lottery to insurance to
Yeah.
explain its popularity, right?
Yeah.
That's what the author's trying to do here. So the author's trying to help the reader understand why people play the lottery, right? People
Yeah.
people
Yeah, why?
buy insurance to potentially save a lot of money, not lose a lot of money, right? And people play the lottery to potentially win a lot of money, right? So it helps to understand the popularity or the reasons for people's thinking. All right, F. Let's do that one, Bucky. That was a tricky one, but we'll get back to that one. So go for F.
All right. When it comes down to it, lotteries are a choice. Yes, they amount to a tax, but so do the monthly fees we pay to insurance companies. If people want to pay a few dollars here and there for a little fun, excitement, and a small chance to win a monstrous amount of money, then what's the harm? Additionally, a lottery monies fund many valuable community programs which otherwise would have trouble operating. Playing the lottery responsibility is fun, exciting, and maybe extremely profitable.
Very nice. Yeah. Playing the lottery responsibly is fun. Yeah. Okay. What is this
Yeah.
paragraph about?
In this paragraph, they explain the risk is low, but the win, the how can I say, the gratification, not gratification.
Read the very first sentence.
The prizes, yeah. Lottery are a choice, yeah.
What's the paragraph
Amount to
about?
tax. Yeah, they also mentioned that we pay for the tax. It's like similar to tax insurance companies and
Too much information. Bucketeer, when you're at home, practice just really narrowing down your answer. So here, the conclusion, the author suggests that lotteries are both good and bad, and it's a choice to play, right? So that's all the author's saying here.
Yes.
The author just summarizes a lot of the points in the essay, but simply the author says, yeah, lotteries are good and bad, and it's really just a choice, right? So you have to choose to the reader. That's kind of what it says here. All right, Buccaneer, don't go anywhere. Let's show everybody how this kind of thinking is adapted to the question. So first of all, number one, we have to match this to a paragraph. Can you read that for us?
the problem of gambling addiction.
Which paragraph is that?
Sir, I came a little bit late, therefore I haven't read the
No
first
worries.
paragraphs, like A, B.
No worries, that's fair. So what I'll do is I'll turn to one of your peers and the class for this. But that was really nice reading, Buckadeer. You still did a really good job on the reading. Just practice concise, clear answers to those paragraphs, okay? When you're at home. Right? It's actually a good
All right,
exercise.
and how can I?
I think I'm going to answer your question right now. Do it in partners. So do this exercise in partners, and you should both, when you read a paragraph and come up with a summary or a concise answer, you should both have the same answer or a very similar answer. If you don't, then you need to both discuss it and figure out what's happening. Okay?
Yes.
So it's good to do in
I
partners,
always
this
face
exercise.
this problem.
Yeah, so do it in partners. Practice it in partners, okay? Find a partner, pick an IELTS
Right.
reading passage. Each of you read a paragraph, answer in one sentence what that paragraph is about. Check your answers. If it has the same answer, you're probably both right. If you have different answers, somebody is wrong, okay? You have to figure out why that is. All right? Okay. All right.
I see.
Thank you so much, Buckadeer.
Thank you too. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you
you.
for reading. All right, everybody. Give Buckadeer a thumbs up. That was really good. That was really good. Yeah, follow that exercise that I just gave you where you want to practice this in partners. And you can find partners right here. You can also find partners on the website from each other. All right. Do we have any other volunteers? You know what? Let's do some of these questions together. Now that we've done all of this, let's do it together. So the problem of gambling addiction. Which paragraph was that? I know that there was one paragraph, I believe it was Fatemeh that read that paragraph, because she summarized it and she said, well, it's about the good and the bad about lotteries. In the one part, they fund sports and arts, is what she said. I think that was the paragraph, Fatemeh, where you gave that very clear answer. You're like, oh, the government uses it to fund sports and arts, so it's good, but it's bad for people who get really addicted. And I think you said poor people, and then I said, oh, it doesn't say poor people, it just says people, right? And Fatemeh knows. Fatemeh's like, I read that, it was D. Right? Yeah, I believe it was. Yeah, D. However, there are many people, often poor people, who become obsessed with gambling in the lottery. And you are right, it is poor people. It is there, Fatemeh, so you're right. I'm wrong on that one. But anyway, that's details. But you're right. Okay. So that was D. Absolutely. Okay. D is correct. Boom. Okay, let's do one more here. Those less fortunate are more likely to play the lottery. So I bet Fatemeh is going to get this one pretty quick too. Tsegareta says, I think number 2 is C, right, Tsegareta? I'm pretty sure you're saying that's for number 2. I think this is where Fatemeh is like, there's 2 reasons that less fortunate people are likely to play the lottery. They don't understand it as much and they have the most to win, right, Fatemeh? I'm pretty sure you were the one who read that as well, after Alexander. So, the main argument against lotteries is it acts as a tax on the poor. And Fatemeh says, yes, I did. Very nice, Fatemeh. So, so that one's C. And you'll notice that when you do the reading in this way and you ask and answer the question, what is this paragraph about? Then it becomes very, very clear, very, very quickly. Okay. All right. These 4 questions, students, or sorry, these 3 here, you can do at home because now you know what you're doing. Okay, and you read the passage. So we'll go to the true, false, not given. Okay, and I'll show you a nice, I don't want to say trick, it's more of a strategy. I'll show you a strategy of how to do this. Okay, so true, false, not given means that you have to figure out if the statement is true, or is it false, or is it not given according to the author. Okay. So true if the statement agrees with the information, false if it contradicts, and not given if it's no information there. Doesn't matter if it's true or false. Okay, we do this as a computer logic. I'll show you how to do this. Okay, so number 6, lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere. So is that important? Is it important for us, for the readers, to know about the legality of lotteries? I would say yes, absolutely, right? For this topic, it's important to know, are lotteries legal or not? So it's important. Yes. Okay. Is it given? Is this discussed? Is it true that lotteries are outlawed almost everywhere? And it was Alexander who read this, and Alexander said, what did Alexander say? Alexander said lotteries are, this is now, not in the past, it's present tense, present. Do we have lotteries in many countries? Yeah, we do. So the answer here is false. Very good, Fatime. Very good, Segareta. Yeah, they were outlawed in the past, but not now. So the correct answer is false. Because now they're legal almost everywhere. So this is false. Lotteries were outlawed almost everywhere, but not these days. They're legal in many countries. Exactly, Segareta. Segareta says they're legal in many countries. Okay, and then let's do the next one. So this one you do more. In the long run, a person who plays the lottery should expect to lose money. Is it important? Is this important that to know this information, that if you keep playing the lottery, you're probably going to lose money? Like, I don't know, maybe a new motorbike's worth of money by the end of your life, or a car. Yes, it's important. Is it true? If you keep playing the lottery, every day you go and you buy $10 worth of tickets, you're probably gonna be out some cash at the end of it all. Yeah, it's true. So make sure you put T for true here. So this is true. So that's how you do these questions. Very good, Rezam. Very good, Ariadna. Very good, Saptarshi. Very nice. Okay. Yeah. Well done. Okay, now that you know how to do these, right? So like a computer logic, is it important? Yes or no. If it's not important, it's not given. If it's important, it's given. If it's given, you have to figure out, is it true or false according to the passage? That's how you do these quickly and effectively. Don't dawdle, don't waste time, don't skim and scan, students. Skimming and scanning doesn't work. Why not? Why does skimming and scanning not work? Okay, so why does skim reading not work for these types of questions? What do you think? There's a very easy answer for that. Because if you have a statement that's not given, you have to skim read the whole passage, which is silly. Okay? All right? Okay, now, this filling in the paragraph here. Lotteries are a reverse insurance. So this one's coming mostly from that one paragraph. I think it was paragraph E. The reason why people play the lottery can be viewed in terms of what is called reverse insurance. People buy insurance in order to prevent an accident from making them bankrupt. They pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the something done. What do you think goes in there? So people pay small amounts each month so they don't have to pay the whole price of the something done. What do you think goes in there? Of the what done? If you have a car or a house, Segareta says probably the damage. Damage done. Now, here the question says, write the correct letter A to H. That's because we have letters A to H here. Okay. So, which letter is it? Look how smart many of you are in here with this answer. Very good, Jivan. So the answer is, Sultan says, clearly A. I mean, my classmates just said it. Ariadna, that's right. So the answer here is A. And that's the trick. to this type of question. So with this type of question, everybody, what you want to do is don't pay attention to this so much. So just kind of leave that. Okay. A lot of IELTS candidates, they just stare at these choices. Okay. They're like, wee, staring at these choices thinking, that's an eyeball, by the way, thinking that the answer is just going to be like, oh, it's there. Okay. Okay. But no, you want to think about it yourself first, like here, like Tsegareta very well said, it's got to be damage. And then there's a perfect match, so we know that it's A, perfect confidence. Okay. Try the rest on your own. So try this, this part there on your own. And then students, for questions 11 to 13, questions 8 and 9, and questions 3, 4, and 5, you can send your answers to me by email. This is my email address again here, and I will send you the answer key. Okay, so watch the video again, and do the reading again. Check the words that you're not sure of, and then send me your answers to those emails, and I will give you the answer key. If you're liking this lesson and you want to join the premium classes on Thursdays and Fridays, which are all on Zoom, okay, then join the premium package. I'm gonna end a Zoom meeting. Okay, and again, you join at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Okay, the academic website looks like this with this blue background, and you just have to click this big red button here. It's like between 30 and 50 bucks US, so a one-time payment, you get lifetime access, and then you're good to go. General IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background like that. Click that red button and you're off to the races. I'm here to help you succeed, and definitely worth that little bit of extra. Thank you, students. Thank you, volunteers, Bakadir, Fatime, Alexander, for your reading. That was really great. I look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. We'll have a speaking class. We're going to use Zoom for that as well. And we'll do some speaking interview questions. Carolina, thank you for moderating the chat. We'll see you all tomorrow. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada, where we are in the process of electing our new government, as I mentioned to Alexander. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world today. Bye for now.